And something very interesting also is happening in Turkmenistan, staying always in Central Asia, in the former Soviet republics. It's very interesting the growth of Turkmenistan football. It's amazing how Turkmenistan clubs has positioned very well in the Asian competitions. This season is very special for them because for the very first time all the Turkmenistan clubs are active in Asian football. All the Turkmenistan representatives have qualified to the group stage of Asian competitions. Um, in Ahal will play the group stage, the AFC Champions League group stage, and in the AFC Cup, Mer and Altin Asir will play. Altin Asir, who were finalists in the 2018 edition, now also aims to return to those stages, and surprising Mer also find will find will try to make a proper name in the Asian football scene. They dream to win the group and also reach the final stage of the AFC Cup. And who knows, maybe they can reach final, but it's a bit difficult for them. They returned to the AFC Cup after many years. They were present in the 2006 edition. They returned to the competition 17 years later. Mer actually is playing very good, so they can win the group if they keep this level. It's a story for Turkmenistan because in recent years, making the comparison against clubs from Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, it's amazing how Turkmenistan has evolved very well. Turkmenistan clubs from Turkmenistan has performed very well in the Champions League. Well, mm, inside their possibilities, but they have uh, um, they have had a good image. Also in the AFC Cup, clubs from Turkmenistan has also performed very well. They have passed through the group stage, but sometimes it has been hard for them because they have faced clubs from Uzbekistan, and traditionally clubs from Uzbekistan are very stronger than clubs from Tajikistan, but they than Tajikistan and also Turkmenistan, but Turkmenistan has grown in a very interesting level, so now they can compete almost 50-50 or in the almost in a very equally level against not only clubs from Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, also against clubs from other parts of Asia. from West Asia, from South Asia, and Southeast Asia, like Altin Asir did in 2018, 5 years ago. I am very expectant of who can win that group, that group that have Ravshan from Tajikistan, Altin Nasir, Mer, and Abdi. But I think the favorite to win the group is either Altin Nasir or Mer, because they have shown that they have the level to win the group. They are in a very high level. I think also Ravshan can win the group, but I see more clearly or either Mer or Altinasir winning the group. I think also that a representative from Central Asia, I mean from the former Soviet republics, could be Altinasir or Mer or Ravshan, that could reach the final stage of the AFC Cup. If it's not the final, they can reach at least the semi-final, but it will be very competitive. Also, it's very interesting how Turkmenistan has evolved over the years, over the recent years. In one decade, they were playing the AFC Presidents Cup 1 decade ago, and also 10 years ago, Balkanabad, now called Nevichi, won the AFC Presidents Cup for the first time, and also they became the first club from Turkmenistan to win the Presidents Cup. Also because Tajikistan clubs at that time were already promoted to the AFC Cup. That's why Habshan played that year, 2013, in the AFC Cup. And in the Presidents Cup, there were only two of the former Soviet republics left, Kyrgyzstan and Turkmenistan. In the case of Kyrgyzstan, Dorzoy, and in the case of Turkmenistan, Balkan. And become Balkan won that edition against Khan Research Laboratories from Pakistan. And also Pakistan became the first team from Pakistan in reaching the final. But I think, well, yes, they were the first club from Pakistan to reach the final of an Asian club competition, because Water and Power Administration reached the semi-final in the Presidents Cup 2009. Yes. And Khan Research Laboratories did history well. That edition was very historic, not only for Khan Research Laboratories, also for Balkan, and also for other clubs that were making their debut, like the Palestine clubs. I think I lost the name, but well, yes. And also Turkmenistan will have sorry, and also Turkmenistan managed to win the last edition of the President's Cup. In 2014, they won with NTTU from Ashgabat against Ryumjeongsu from North Korea. It was a very historic edition also. The last two editions of the President's Cup were very historic because they were won by Turkmenistan club, and I think from that moment Turkmenistan started to evolve very well because Turkmenistan football has um, reached important milestones. Also, qualified they qualified to the 2019 Asian Cup, and in that edition they played against Uzbekistan. It was a very historic moment for Turkmenistan because it was their second Asian Cup they reached. I always remember the 2004 edition where Turkmenistan played the Asian Cup for the first time, and they had a very good team with interesting players like Vladimir Bayramov, Nazar Bayramov, and also Yevgeny Novichenko, Guliev, and Gubanch Muhammad Awekov, and I think Niasov. I think if I remember well, but Turkmenistan football has been very interesting in recent years. Also, the history of Turkmenistan football is very attractive, very rich for in recent years, and also in history of Turkmenistan football is very rich because some because one of the clubs played in the second or third tier of Soviet football. I mean Kolkhozy Ashgabat, Kolkhozy, and also Nisa Ashgabat played 20 years ago in the AFC Champions League in the zonal group stage that took place in Tashkent. They played against Paktakor, and well, I think they finished behind Paktakor, but they released a good impression. They had a very good team at that time, and that's why Turkmenistan football is becoming an emerging power. Is becoming a strong presence not only in Central Asia, also in the rest of Asia, and they aim to increase their level, and also they dream to win the AFC Cup, either Al Nasser, Mer, or maybe another representative, whoever they who make it, they that club will be always remembered because Turkmenistan football has a very interesting potential, a strong potential to evolve to higher levels in Asian football. So I recommend everyone to keep an eye closely on Turkmenistan because they can give us a very good surprise in the coming years, either winning the AFC Cup or reaching the later stage of Asian Cup, maybe, or also um, qualifying to the knockout stage of the AFC Champions League, because as I remember the as I remember Ahal will represent Turkmenistan in this season, in this edition of the Champions League.